Hi there, Kelsey Toner here from Be a Better Guide and the Online Tourism Academy. We're so excited to share a brand new interview series with you here today, Pivoting Online, Success Stories and Inspiration. We've had one of our Online Tourism Academy students, Miranda Peterson, who also runs her own successful hiking and yoga tour company down in Asheville, North Carolina, to kick things off by finding 7 innovative entrepreneurs who are finding tremendous success in serving their customers online. Through these interviews, we dive into the secret sauce behind the success that they're having, the practical advice that they would share for someone wanting to follow in their footsteps, and maybe some of the things that they would do differently. Stick around to the end to learn more about how we can help you create, launch, and sell your own online experiences, and we hope you enjoy.
In 2013, was focused on home dinners and meeting people and going and having dinners at their homes, and then started expanding from there to local city tours and highlights in different cities around the world. Grew to, from a few cities in Asia to over 80 cities worldwide now, covering all 5 continents. With a network of over 2,000 locals around the world that are offering, tours from dinners to cooking workshops to art classes to guided tours of the city to hidden gems, and then we also do a lot of personalization and customizations of these experiences. So a lot of our experiences that are offered on the platform, first of all, they're all private. And that's one thing that we're really hoping to see pick up when tours start picking up again, is the fact that they are private tours, which means it's just you, your family, your friends, and a guide. Is very different from being on a guided tour with 15, 20, 30 other people that you may or may not know. In these uncertain times, we're really hoping that that's something we're seeing, from all the studies and everything that people are talking about now through Focusrite or other Arrival as well. We're talking about it, and you start seeing that this is something that people are really looking for moving forward, and we're hoping to see that when things pick up again.
Yeah, and was that the plan pre-COVID, or has that shifted since?
No, that was always our business.
Nice.
Withlocals was always about offering private tours, fully customizable private experiences with your local at an affordable price.
So, awesome. And so since this is about kind of shifting to the virtual model, how did that happen?
The turning point for us, we saw what was happening in Asia, but we didn't see it coming. We didn't anticipate it being as big as it became. We started seeing the signs early on, but really the turning point for us was when it hit big in Italy, and then the U.S. closed the borders, and then people just stopped traveling globally. It escalated pretty fast.
Yeah.
So February is around the time that we started thinking about doing digital experiences. A team internally in the company started picking that up, and we turned it around pretty quickly. From the moment it started, it was a thought in the company, to the moment it became, again, to your point earlier, Airbnb. We started doing online experiences a little bit earlier than Airbnb. But, it's great that the market picked that up. It's great that Airbnb picked that up as well and put a lot of marketing dollars and behind the idea and the concept, because we could have gone on forever trying to make it work, but without the idea and the concept picking up, and somebody as big as Airbnb putting, validating the concept and putting their weight behind it, it really did help to some extent. It's still not mainstream. It's still not picking up the slack. It's not making up for the lost revenue. Neither for us nor for our hosts and guides worldwide. It's still a long way to go to meet 2019 levels of revenue and number of tours and experiences. And online experiences are great. They're fun. People are enjoying them. The more variety you have, people are really looking for something to do worldwide. And you see these spikes in different places where people start really researching and finding things to do. Word of mouth spreads a little bit. Somebody does it. They tell their friends. More people want to do it. But it's still not enough for the business. There's definitely not enough for the individual hosts and guides worldwide.
Yeah. Do you think it's better than having nothing though?
Yeah, yeah. It's definitely better than having nothing. I mean, we've evolved from there to start doing. So we pivoted first to start doing online experiences, private online experiences with you and your host. Then we started doing live streaming. So we started taking these experiences public and saying people can come and watch these live streams with the hosts to generate some word of mouth, to create value for the host, but also put the tours and experiences out there and offer the people the chance to experience it in a large group. And then if they like it, maybe they'll book it privately. So we started developing our own streaming platform where we're running these experiences with the hosts, running them on various platforms and social media. But we really developed our own platform for this, and that evolved into what we're doing now, and we're seeing some traction there as well, which is a more B2B approach. So we've positioned the product as well that businesses, amongst the segments that suffered, amongst the segments that the groups that were affected are basically anybody that works an office job almost anywhere in the world, that's now suddenly found themselves sitting at home, working remotely. The teams are disconnected. They're not really able to go into the office and meet and see each other and socialize. Companies solved very quickly for the issue of business as usual, right? So operationally, they're fine. They managed to shift things to the cloud, get things done online, Zoom setups or Skype or whatever other online meeting platform that they're using, Hangouts. They figured out how to make themselves operational very quickly. But what they're still struggling with, what everybody's still struggling with, what we're still struggling with, is the social part, the social isolation, the connection to your colleagues, the coffee machine conversations, the jumping in mid-conversation with somebody, hearing somebody talk about something and starting to talk to them about that same thing. All of those things, the nuances of being in an office, the cultural component of being in an office that people start missing. And here we found that there is a demand, and we're working with our locals. We've developed the platform for it. And we're working with a few companies. We worked with HubSpot. We worked with KLM. We worked with TripAdvisor for their internal events. Google. A few people that have picked it up. It's still new. The product is still evolving, but it's got some traction, and we're really hoping that that's something that we're able to add value both to the workplace for our clients and partners that we're working with, but also for the locals and hosts around the world that we're working with to create these experiences and put them online.
Cool. So a few follow-up questions with that. You mentioned the hosts around the world. So when you went virtual, was it a lot of the existing hosts coming online? Did you have new people who didn't have an offline experience creating online experiences? Was it a little bit of both?
I'd say it's a little bit of both. We would love to give as much as possible to our existing host community. They've been with us for a long time. We're loyal to our partners, and our hosts are a big part of our Withlocals family. But also we've opened the doors to people outside to join the Withlocals community and the family, and offer these experiences, unique experiences that fit the profile of what we want as a digital offering to both consumers and our corporate partners.
So what are some examples of the more popular virtual experiences that you all have right now?
So there's a lot. I mean, not surprisingly, workshops, cooking classes have been very popular. Art workshops are quite popular as well. City walking tours, to some extent, with a twist, with a story behind it is very important. We've explored different modes of transport in those cities with different hosts, different themes and topics and subjects. But similar to what we've been doing on our offline and our private experience offering, it's also very customizable. So we talk to our clients, we talk to our partners, hear what their problem is, what the issue that needs to be supported with a digital experience is, and we customize and develop a program for them, or one or more experiences to help solve these issues. You know, we worked with a partner to create an experience for Latinx Heritage Month, for
Oh,
example.
cool.
So Hispanic Heritage Month. So what is that experience like? We turned to our hosts from the Hispanic community and worked with them on creating experiences that fit the profile of what this experience is about. You know, for Diwali, for example, is coming up on the 15th
in India.
in India, and we're using the platform to promote cultural awareness and exposure and celebrate diversity and cultural diversity around the globe. So how do we bring this Diwali celebration from India to a client based in Europe and North America, and help them get exposed to this cultural phenomenon and that is coming out of India. So we work with hosts from that part of the world who celebrate Diwali to bring their celebrations across. So, you know, different cross-cultural experiences that we work with, but it really depends on what the problem that we're trying to solve is for the particular partner or client that we're working with at that moment.
Cool. So you work directly with your hosts and like give them feedback and...
No, we work very closely with the hosts, especially on this. I mean, it's new for everybody, right?
Yeah.
We're learning, they're learning. Everybody is picking up different learnings as they go along and trying to apply them to the next one. And then, you know, whether it's technical learnings like you were saying earlier about the light or the camera or the little tips that you sent over in the email beforehand, and I applied a couple of them, lifted the computer up and made sure I didn't have a messy background and all that stuff. So a lot of these things, the learnings that you pick up along the way, you know, we learn and we pass that knowledge on to help the hosts have a better experience online, both when they do it with us, but also I'm sure that they apply these learnings elsewhere. You know, they're not exclusive to us in many of these cases, and I'm sure they apply these learnings in other experiences and other events that they run online for other clients. Kenya is a very good example. We launched an online experience in Kenya with some hosts there that was purely online. We did not physically operate in Kenya before that, but you know, it's a super moving story of street kids in Kenya, how their life evolved over time, from being 7-year-olds on the street into the drug trade. You know, and then how they evolved from there over time to being tour guides. And you know, it's a no holds barred, ask us any questions about our lives, really humbling experience. Wow. To be able to talk to these people and learn from their stories. So you know, sometimes stories like this come along and you hear and you're like, yeah, this is something that we want to be able to offer the world and have people expose it to people and have people listen to this story. So yeah, in most cases we're still focused largely on the cities and the communities that we are with, but every now and then something like this comes up, and you know, it's great to be able to work with it. Yeah,
no, that's fantastic. I love that anecdote, because I think that's one of the best parts of travel, is being able to meet other people and hear their stories. That's really great that you can connect people, and we can still experience those connections and stories with people with vastly different life experiences and cultures and stories than our own.
So North America is a huge market for us outbound. So a lot of our customers, a lot of our previous customers coming in to book Withlocals experiences offline and also online recently come from the U.S. But in terms of operating in North America, we really launched San Francisco late last year and New Orleans earlier this year, but we never really got the chance to get to where we want to be. I mean, there's different people getting very creative with what they use online experiences for. And there's really a lot of different experiences coming out there. I'm really enjoying following the online experiences that are popping up left, right, and center, because they're also inspiring. I mean, in many cases, you learn about new things that you didn't know about, or in some cases, they're not necessarily for me, but maybe for someone out there. But there's always interesting to learn what's out there and what people are putting out there. It's been very educational.
Do you think there's still room for people to get in on the action if they want to, if they're in Europe or they're in Asia, some of your pretty popular existing markets, are they still able to sign up and kind of create something?
So it really depends. With us right now, it's definitely more of a pull than a push. So we're reaching out. We're researching if and when the need comes in for a particular type of experiences.
Okay.
And we're reaching out and researching as much as possible to see what's out there and how it can be utilized. But we're definitely happy to keep the conversation going, stay out there, part of the conversations. When we're here, we're talking to you. At any point in time, we're attending a lot of different events and networking opportunities out there just to keep a dialogue going. I mean, we're one industry, we're one community, effectively one very, very big extended family, and really have to stick together and try to just brave it through. Make it through all this. But there's definitely opportunities out there. If not with us, I mean, I know that different platforms. I know that we were having a chat the other day with a couple of people who were talking about getting on AirBNB experiences for an online to put an online experiences on Airbnb, and they're still vetting. They're still trying to get more experiences online, but the process is really long. It takes a very long time. With us, I'm not going to say it's the same. It's not. We're a little bit different in terms of the way things are running, but we're not proactively accepting new submissions right now, just simply because the demand is not there yet for a large number of offering. It will end up diluting everything that's on there. So it's better to go after that particular experience as and when the need for it occurs. At least that's what we're working with right now. Effectively, like I was saying, our extended network does not really mean that it doesn't mean that if you're not on the platform, it doesn't mean that you're not in our network, right?
Okay, what are other ways to be in the network?
We need to have a conversation, reach out, send an email saying, can I learn, what are you guys doing? Follow the online experiences that are on there, see what is out there. But also it's very important to find something that you're passionate about, but also something unique. I mean, there's so much out there. What is really going to make this one stand out? What is really going to make this experience different and unique? And be honest about it. Like, this is really, really be honest about it with yourself.
Kind of what's some of the things that you've learned and your hosts have learned? And
internet quality.
Number one.
Kind of the number 1, 2, and 3 of it. But also the personality on camera is really important. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at it. The more you go out there and do it with your friends and family. Get people to just try the tour and go on it and give you feedback and take that feedback and incorporate it into your experience. Try to keep an open dialogue. One of the things, for example, is people during these online experiences have questions. Make sure you leave room for their questions. Don't. Recently, we learned something, because sometimes during an online experience, or especially during workshops and stuff like that, you get some awkward silences. So you need to, how do you handle these awkward moments? How do you avoid them? How do you make sure you balance between not having long, awkward silences and not talking at 400 words a minute and not letting the viewers or your clients, your customers put in a word in edgeways? You need to have that balance, and that's going to come with practice. It's going to come with doing it as often as can. But also, really a major factor of it is how confident are you in what you're doing and how good are you at what you're doing. So if you're a passionate person that's really sharing the true passion that you are good at and that you've done for a long time and that you're really confident with, that's going to come out in the experience. So
you're not only competing with other online experiences and offline experiences, but also competing with all the existing content out there, like YouTube, right? Like, Netflix and all these things, they're more passive. And so would you say one of the biggest things is that differentiates your experience that people want is the interaction with the host or maybe with each other?
Absolutely. And that's one of the major features. So when we started doing the streaming, one of the biggest things we started talking about there, and we continue to build up and evolve in our platform, is making sure to add interactive features. Because once you give up the two-way video, you're watching a live stream. You want it to be an interactive live stream. You don't want it to be another YouTube video or another Netflix show, because it's not. So we've incorporated chat, polling features, even a feature where people can click on a button and join the live feed themselves for a few minutes to have a face-to-face interaction with the hosts, like features. So we're really bringing in a lot of the what you see across different online platforms into the world of online experiences and events. Yeah, we've built our own technology and our platform. There's an awesome tech team that just super fast, super responsive, built something really cool, really quick, and that's what we're working with at the moment. Is online here to stay? To some extent, yes. In many cases, it comes out of a different budget, though. It's not. Yeah. I don't see it as it's not a travel budget. It's a leisure. It's an entertainment budget.
That's a really good insight.
What should we do? What should we do this weekend? Or it's maybe we had plans, but it's going to rain and we're going to stay home, and we want to do something fun and different. For an occasion, we're not going to be able to have a barbecue outside or whatever. What do we do? So there's going to be a lot of people now thinking about. So online experiences before, or doing things online, was an afterthought. Was not even an afterthought. It wasn't something people considered. Now people are going to include it in their planning. Why don't we do something online? We can. We've got a workshop. We've got all that, and we don't have to break the bank. We don't have to sign up for 6 cooking classes in a cooking school in order to be able to learn how to cook something. We can just sign up for an online experience. So that mindset is there now, and that's not going away. And I think another word that I've started hearing pop up left and right a little bit recently is the word hybrid events. So there's going to be a lot of hybrid, I think, experiences over time, where a part of it is online and a part of it is offline. How that is going to look, I'm still waiting to find out, but who knew we would be where we are today, right?
Yeah, no one. I really like that. It's a whole different animal. It's like apples and oranges, right? You're not just translating it directly online. Yeah.
Absolutely, but that also comes then with new channels, right? Because right now people are used to selling their experiences and events through TripAdvisor or Airbnb or Get Your Guide or whatever other travel platform is out there, because it's kind of linked in a way to the things to do when you're traveling, where now it's things to do.
Yeah.
It's games, it's activities. How do you work that angle? Where do you list your product? Do you just build your own website? Do you use Facebook and social media to try to get the word out there? That is something that people still are learning, how to get the word out there for digital experiences and digital things to do. And that's going to be an interesting one to follow and see what happens. Word of mouth is big. A lot of networking, a lot of talking, putting the word out there. Yes, we did list our products on TripAdvisor and a couple of on Airbnb as well. We're still talking to our partners, the distribution channels and so on. We do get some direct traffic through to our website, but really the conversation is ongoing with where can we get that demand, how is it going to happen? And like I said earlier, that's currently the demand market that we're tapping into is the businesses.
Yeah, so I mean, that's been a lot of great information so far. I really appreciate your time. If there's anything else you want to say or wrap up with.
I mean, from my side, I really think it's great that conversations are happening. I was very happy that you and reached out and Kelsey reached out and said, let's have this conversation. It's very important to keep the conversation going and talk and share learnings and just, share opportunities and just keep an open dialogue. Keep an open dialogue between ourselves, between each other, within the industry.
Hey again, and thanks for listening to this interview. If it's inspired you to create and launch your own online tours or experiences, we want you to know that we're here to help. Virtual Tour Business is an online coaching program that covers everything you need to know about creating, launching, and selling an online experience or an online tour. It's there for innovative tour business owners looking to generate revenue, looking to leverage your existing skills to serve customers in brand new ways, and for those who are looking for purpose-driven work in these times of uncertainty. We're here to help you skip the tech headaches and overwhelm and give you the tools, tactics, and strategies that are actually working in this space. To learn more, you can visit onlinetourismacademy.com to get started today, or join us for one of our free workshops at beabetterguide.com, where we'll give you even more inspiration, tools, techniques, and practical advice on this topic. Thanks so much for tuning in, and if you did enjoy this series, feel free to share with a friend or colleague. We'll see you next time.